Okay guys, welcome back. And by the time you make it to this video, you should be aware that we are picking up where we left off with our game from last quarter. We're going to make some drastic improvements to it, make it really feel finished, and then come up with a way to market it. But before we start with any of that, let's make sure that we've kind of cleaned up what's already here. And I'm not just talking about some of the polish that hopefully you did at the end of last quarter. I mean really cleaning it up so it's easier to work with. So like if I look over at my hierarchy, I've got kind of a long list of stuff here, and it can get a little bit confusing to keep track of what's going on. Now there's a really easy way to clean this up. For example, when I click on this imported asset that I have here, my medieval fantasy house as it's named in my hierarchy, I click on this fancy house and I have the whole thing selected. Now if I go to click on my little handmade building over here, I click on it and right now I just have a single wall, or just the roof. And to move this would be almost impossible, or painstaking at best. So if I actually go and I look at my medieval fantasy house, when I click on it, I can look in the hierarchy. I see an arrow next to it, which I can expand. And I see that there actually are quite a few different game objects in here. There's the brick and the glass and plants and roof, all sorts of things. So let's figure out how to group our building into one simple object that can be moved easily. So come over to your hierarchy, and you can either control click and then go to create empty, or you can come up here to create and hit create empty here as well. It comes up with a new empty game object, just named game object. I'll click on this to rename it my house. Now I'm doing that because I'm going to take this and put it all in here, almost like a folder, so that it'll be less messy in the hierarchy and easier to control in the scene. But keep in mind you can do this for anything. If you put up, say, something like a series of fences, you duplicated a fence asset to make it reach all the way around a house. You might have 10 or 30 or 50 of these. That would make your hierarchy insanely hard to navigate. But if you just grab all of them and put them inside of a single object that's called fences, well, all of a sudden, it gets a lot easier to see what's going on. I'm going to check here, but I'm pretty sure that everything from cube to cube 6 is part of my house, and it looks like that's right. I just did this by clicking on the first cube and then shift clicking on the last one, and I got all of those in the hierarchy. I could also click on one game object and then command click on other ones that I need to select them individually. So if you don't want to grab everything in the list, but you do need to grab multiple things, command clicking will work. But in this case, a shift click is the easiest, so I'll grab all of those and then drag them down into the empty My House game object. And now you'll see my house has an arrow next to it, and when it's expanded, it shows all of our cubes, or if I click on it, it collapses and hides all that, making my hierarchy a lot cleaner and easier to navigate. Also, now if I click on the My House game object in the hierarchy, I'll grab the entire house and be able to move it. Now, while this works very much like a folder, you're organizing a lot of game objects inside of one game object. The way that we technically refer to it in Unity is as a parent and a child, which I think we've mentioned before, but just a quick reminder, my house here is the parent because it is in control of all of the children. Keep in mind, children can become parents as well. You could have my house be a parent, and then this wall could have maybe a painting or a lamp hanging on the side of it, and then that would become a child of the wall if you attached it properly. That being said, all that I want you to do for this part of your assignment is to go and take your house, which probably isn't grouped like this, and group that. And if you have anything else like a row of fences or a bunch of lamp posts and it's really cluttering up your hierarchy and making it hard to work with, go take the time today to clean that up, because you'll thank yourself later as you're working through the rest of this quarter. If your hierarchy is just a mess, every time you try to add something new or go find something old, you're going to get lost and frustrated, and it's going to waste your time. So spend time now to save time later. Take the time, get it done. It's easy to do, and you'll be happy you did it. Until next time, good luck and have fun.